Mr. Chairman, I'd like to thank my colleagues for all the kindness that they've shown the families of Sandy Hook who have been here on Capitol Hill for more time than you would think grieving families would. They're here actually back again this week trying to put back some of the pieces of the gun reform agenda. But this is still very much a community in crisis, in part because all of the children in Sandy Hook Elementary School are now going to school in another town, and there is a recognition that Sandy Hook Elementary School cannot open again, that the municipality is going to have to build a new school. One of the programs that's been of great benefit to Sandy Hook has been the Department of Education's Project SERVE program. This is a program that provides grants for schools to help recover from a violent or traumatic event. They can be used for funding mental health services, teacher and staff overtime, temporary security, amongst other things. And Secretary Duncan was just in Connecticut a couple weeks ago announcing that we had received a fairly generous grant from the SERVE program that's going to help us try to work through the ongoing crisis that comes when you lose 26 and 7-year-olds. One of the things that is ineligible for funding under the SERVE program is school construction. And this amendment is very simple. It essentially lifts that prohibition on SERVE program dollars being used for school construction and allows for, in these very limited instances where you have such an awful and grievous violent incident in which you can't go back to school in the very place that the tragedy occurred, that SERVE dollars should be eligible for the reconstruction of that facility. This is a small town. They do not have the resources available themselves to rebuild the school. Now, the state is going to help, but there's still a gap there. And so this would be of great assistance to the community of Sandy Hook and to these families to have at least the eligibility of SERVE dollars to be used here. This is not opening up the federal government to getting into the business of funding school construction. I don't support that, and I don't think this committee does. This is simply saying in those very unique instances where there's been such an awful incident that the school that the students cannot go back to the school, that we are going to help in some small way, or at least allow this account to help at no more than a 50% cost share. Now, the reality is that there's I think not more than $10 million or so in this account at any one given time. So it's not likely that even if the school district made a successful application for school construction funds, that it would amount to more than a small percentage of the overall costs. But in a small town like Sandy Hook, this would certainly help. And I appreciate the chairman for his help and the committee's help in putting this amendment together, and I'd hope that we could get the support of the committee when time comes to vote.